back to the Carter James Ranch. April 21st, and we got a wet morning here. Not from rain, just from dew. We're expecting some pretty cold temperatures this weekend. Tonight we're gonna get down close to freezing. Tomorrow night we actually have a freeze warning, which is kind of crazy. It's gonna get down to about 29 degrees. But new addition to the farm. We had our first South Pole calf. Here he is, little bull calf. It's kind of the year of the bull. He's somehow gotten through the fence line here. Mama's not too happy, so I don't know if he got through last night or this morning, but he was born yesterday morning. He's a bull. It's kind of the year of the bull this year. We just picked up a few more cows that were going to have some animals, or had some babies, and they had bulls as well. So I'm going to get him across the fence. All right, we got him back through. I had to go open up a gate. He wasn't, I'm not sure how he got through, but he wouldn't fit back to the fence, which I don't want to push him back to the fence, so we walked him down to a gate and got him back in. So Mama immediately took off with him down here towards the rest of the herd. So here he is. He's shaking a little bit. I'm not sure if he was away from Mama all last night or what, but he immediately kind of got through and started nursing. He looks good. Showed up yesterday morning and he had arrived the previous night. So pretty excited to have head to our South Pole, although we always love to have heifers. Like I said, it's the year of the bull. These are. So we've had 2 calves born here on the farm, and I just picked up a couple more cows that had given birth in the last 10 days. And they both had bulls, so like I said, it's the year of the bull. Year of the bull. Our 2 lambs we had, those were rams, so boy, just a lot of males being born everywhere. So there he goes. He's starting to get some milk this morning. So let me go and show you these other animals that we just picked up. As I'm walking over to the corral here, we're keeping these animals over here for a couple days so they can get acclimated. Need to set up a hot wire across the corral so they can understand what that is once we start moving. But I did want to just show you what our pastures are doing. Going through the first winter, we had a good number of animals here and had a little more hay than I thought we would, but so far pretty happy with how the pastures are popping back. We got some good growth here. Things are really starting to explode. We've had some pretty warm temperatures. We've been getting regular rain, but now we're going to head into a little bit of a cool down. Mid 60s, and we're going to be cooling down to the 40s. So kind of a little more typical springtime weather for Kansas, but the pastures, I'm happy, are starting to really become a carpet of grass. There's a couple properties I drive by on the way to the ranch that I noticed have been overgrazed. I noticed it even last summer that the cattle were just picking at nothing on the ground, and those pastures have not really grown that much. So I was starting to wonder if I had maybe done a little too much here, overgrazing it. But right now we're just giving the animals a lot of space, moving them. We're moving around the ranch pretty quick, not giving them a chance to take too much time on any one paddock. So if you watched our clearing project, this area got beat up pretty bad with some of the big equipment coming through. So we unrolled some hay, threw down some fescue seed, which it's starting to pop through. I know springtime's not always the best time to put seed down, just if we don't get the moisture or if it heats up. See, it's starting to pop through pretty good. But right now we're getting ready to go into a cool down, so it definitely won't burn up. And I expect it to really start exploding through. So here are 2 mama cows and our 2 little bull calves we got. They're real friendly. Just trying to make them comfortable. Just gave them, unrolled some hay for them. They got plenty of water. We gave them some cubes. They came from a ranch that they're kind of used to being giving some feed, so trying to just give them a little bit until we turn them out with the herd. But really need to get a hot wire set up today before we turn them out, just so they can learn what that's all about. Interesting, this closest animal to us, her number is 4907. I actually have 2 of her daughters. So 4907J was born in 2021. That was the first daughter I got of her, and she's just an extremely friendly cow. I can walk right up to her. Well, heifer, I guess. She's gonna be having her first calf this fall. And then the second heifer I got of hers was born in 2022. So hey, good morning. Good morning. Like daughter, like mother. Real friendly. That's what we want. Although she's probably actually looking for some cubes, since I just gave him some. All right, back over here midday at the ranch. Did get a hot wire set up over on that end of the paddock. You can kind of see the charger up over there. And we ran a wire across. Actually ran it one rung lower than we typically do, just so that the calves couldn't walk underneath it. I set it up, and before I turned the power on, the calves were actually chewing on it, walking underneath it, and so I decided to lower it one more rung, just so it's not easy for them to walk underneath. My concern was if they walk underneath, got shocked in the back, they'd run through it, and then they wouldn't want to get back to their moms, which could cause a problem. We turned the hot wire on. I don't like hot wiring baby calves. That's not fun. They don't enjoy getting popped for the first time, but I definitely wanted to make sure that they didn't have it in their mouth or anything. But I was hoping the moms would come over and touch it. It'd shock them and they'd hop back and maybe with the babies. But so far we've seen both the babies get lit up. Neither of the mothers have gone over. So I really do want to get the moms tested on it and get them shocked, because they're my main concern if the mom's just trying to walk right through it. So we'll leave it hooked up here for the afternoon, and then we'll change its direction, and then we will get them introduced to the herd probably tomorrow. We're gonna have some crappy weather, cold weather tonight, then even colder tomorrow night. So, but the herd's moving this way, so we may just end up bringing the herd to them and then combining them that way. So stay tuned. Coming up on 2 o'clock, just heading out. There's Belle and Bree, our bottle calves. They're doing pretty well, along with Honey and Coda hanging out in the sheep pasture. Belle and Bree are doing well. I was feeding them 3 times a day, but if you just kind of drawn that back just morning and evening, that's why Bree was bawling at me. But just giving them 2 full bottles morning and night, trying to get them to nibble a little grass and just not trying to overfeed them a little bit. But we're running back over to the ranch to check on our South Pole calf. One thing about having calves, especially for me since I'm new to it, the mothers will stash their calf or just leave their calf to sleep for a while and go off and do their thing, which is normal. But me being new, I tend to get paranoid, just wondering, man, are they abandoning it or what's going on? So I definitely want to keep an eye on that new calf, go check on it. I'm actually going to give it a little probiotic paste just to make sure it's doing well. And I was driving by where the bulls are in this pasture trying to find them. We actually had to take Diablo into the vet the other day because he was having really heavy breathing. I was standing probably, oh, there they are, they're down there. I was standing 15 or 20 feet away from him and I could hear him breathing. And after taking him into the vet, he thought he had a condition called pleurisy, which can primarily be developed after huge swings in temperature. So it's temperature stress, hot, extreme hot or extreme cold. And the first time I noticed it in him was we had some temperature swings from 85 degrees down to the mid 30s. So there they are out there by the pond, by that burn pile. And so they actually had to give him some antibiotics into his neck, not sub-Q, not under the skin, but they went directly into his neck vein, or there's a vein in his neck. and that was 5 days with antibiotics, and so I'm hoping that he can kick that, but he definitely was having some struggles breathing. So, you know, I always wonder if any animal subject to that. I just sometimes wonder, with his background coming out of a large ranch, kind of being held over the winter time in a feedlot with a bunch of other bulls, if his immune system is not real good. No problems with any of the other cattle, either at the ranch or over here. Comanche and Pepe are doing great, so we got to keep an eye on him. He should get over it. They gave him about they gave him a lot of antibiotics, 5 days worth, so hopefully he would kick that, but we'll have to keep an eye on him. Doc said he thinks he could get over it, or he may just be an animal that really struggles when there's those huge swings and we have to baby him along a little bit, but I hope that's not the case. So we'll head over to the ranch and check on that baby South Pole bull. This is what I was referring to. We had the cattle over in this huge pasture for the last 2 days. I just rolled them through, or moved them through that gate into this end of the pasture. The mama, she's that white-faced one on the right there. She rolled through, she's grazing, and she had left her baby up here. So he's up here under this see, I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, it's got to be him. Yeah, that's him. He just had his ear. So she left him out here. I was here 2 hours ago, and this is the nervous part that gets me nervous. Has she been back over here? Does she know what she's doing, or is she just kind of going about her business? So we're gonna come take a look at him, see how he's doing. I am gonna give him a little bit of this ProBios, little probiotic. Hey dude, how you doing? You doing okay? Looks like he was recently licked, so I think she might have been over here. But it kind of bothers me that he's not as active. I don't know if he's tired or... Checking on his backside. But yeah, I might, we'll give him a little bit of this. His mouth. I'll force that in there. Tongue. Might try to get him up, see if he stays up, but they do tend to lay around quite a bit, but I just want to make sure that he's not deteriorating, if he's not getting enough, or mama's not been back over here. So that's where we're at. I mean, he looks good. Nothing that I see except for the fact he's kind of lethargic. But he's a pretty looking bull. He's a pretty looking bull. So we'll check back in a little bit. All right, gang, we're back over here at the ranch, just checking on our little bull calf one last time for the night. We're gonna be dropping down to about 35 degrees tonight. We ended up, I think he was just really tired earlier when I was messing around with him. I did give him a little probiotic, and did see mom come back and let him nurse for a little bit. So yeah, we actually did end up introducing those other cows, those 2 cows and the 2 bull calves. So are out here, pretty sight for a Friday night. But yeah, here's our little guy right back here. So I think he's doing okay. I'm gonna get a close-up inspection of him, and I think he's gonna be okay for the night. So tomorrow night gonna be a little chilly, but they're tough animals. Just want to make sure that he's good. But again, he's just been laying around. That's what these calves do. So for the first couple days, but just want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on him. So thanks a lot for watching. God bless and have a great weekend.